The Antique Collector. John Miller was a driven 18-year-old, constantly studying to get into a top college. He worked weekends at a dusty antique store, finding solace among artifacts from past centuries. One Friday, John closed up as usual. That night, strange noises awoke John, scratching, tapping, like something trying to claw its way inside. He shook off lingering unease and slept fitfully. The next day, John felt on edge. Shadows seemed warped, sounds distorted. Driving to work, John slammed on brakes. A hazy figure staggered onto the road before dissolving into fog. Had he imagined it? At the store, John sensed another presence amid the musty aisles. There, a top hat whisked around a corner. He pursued, but found nothing but dust motes. Was he losing his mind? That night, pounding hammered the walls around John's bed as he clutched sheets, paralyzed. Then, scratching, clawed beneath, as if to dig him out. John bolted, cowering in a corner, listening to the violate. The next morning, John questioned his sanity. Had sleep deprivation caused hallucinations, but fresh scratches marred the walls. He scrubbed them furiously, as if erasing the proof might expunge the horror itself. Nightmares intensified, the top hat stalking him through the antique store after hours. No matter where he hid, an unseen force was always drawing nearer, toying with him like prey. John declined invites to hang out, wanting solitude. Had he truly gone mad? That night, scratching surrounded John's bed, then pounding shook the walls, as if trying to tunnel inside. A shape emerged from darkness, a spectre in a tattered top hat, fingers curled into claws. It cocked its head, smiling with a mouth that shouldn't be, before sinking into the floor. John fled the house in terror, desperate for salvation. But thick fog had rolled in, swelling like a living entity determined to swallow him whole. Through the mist, John glimpsed a looming shape stalking nearer. The top hat. He ran blindly as fog, deadened footsteps pursued, always drawing closer. Breaking into a clearing, John screamed. The entity lunged, powerful hands seizing him. It cocked its head once more, smiling that unnatural smile as jaws unhinged. Fangs sank deep. John shrieked as his flesh was rent. The entity gulped down, flailing extremities. Blood flooded its mouth, sluicing down its torso in rivulets. John thrashed weakly as the entity tore into his midsection next. Intestines slithered out, trailing wetly to the mulch as the creature feasted. His screams died to wet gurgles. At last, the entity pitched forward and plunged its face into John's pulped torso. It rooted around avidly before resurfacing, face slathered red, and grinning savagely. Police found John's remains unearthed from beneath new construction. Metal walls had been hammered and shrieks dampened. In his ribcage lay an antique top hat, scratched inside with a name, but records showed no one by that name lived or worked in the area for centuries. The dig continued until a sinister presence was unearthed. The entity responsible for the deaths of many, even now, it may stalk the night, hunting through a thickening veil of fog.